Okay, everybody, this is your last chance to step away if you have not seen the finale of the Book of Boba Fett. We're here to talk all about that finale and everything that's happened this season. So if you don't want the spoilers, run away, bookmark this, and come back later. Okay? Okay? 3, 2, 1. Holy moly guacamole. There was so much awesomeness in this episode. We have predicted Rancor ridings, Boba Fett's that can actually fight, and lots of war today on episode 7 of the BookEnd.
Stand by to receive our transmission. Stand by to receive our transmission. Stand by, stand by, stand by, stand by.
What was this a jaw-dropping episode for you?
First of all, hi, Silas. Good.
Hi, I'm Silas Lindenstein.
Yeah, who are you?
Brian Trendler.
Brian Trendler.
Oh my gosh, we're here.
Yeah.
We're here. We
yeah.
made it.
We made it, my man.
Through
episode 7, and no one got hurt. Well, at least
some people.
Bad pigs got hurt. Couple pikes got hurt. One guy.
Feelings.
Yeah. So we made it. It was. I'm not going to say it was jaw dropping. I'm going to say it was incredibly predictable, but extremely enjoyable. Yeah. We'll get into it. Let's go.
It can be predictable and jaw-dropping at the same time.
What made you jaw drop?
I loved the twin Mandalorians flying in the air, shooting.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, that's what I've been waiting for. I've been waiting for this moment. Boba Fett actually being like a good fighter.
Yeah, Boba Fett basically
for that
massive womp rat until tonight's episode.
But you know what? I felt like they made things make sense. They had little explanations, little things that were said between people. Boba acknowledging like, I'm older now, yeah, he's different now than he used to be. Age has caught up with him.
I just want to do every episode of my podcast and any other ones I'm on in Cad Bane's voice the entire time. He's like a pirate / Clint Eastwood guy.
Wait, who?
Cad Bane.
Cad Bane?
The blue guy, the gunslinger. Come on. The bounty hunter who trained Boba Fett. Oh, that's right. You've never seen any of the cartoons or comic books. Guy's a fan. Yeah. Okay. They have a huge history. They have a huge history, huge backstory. And yes, Cad Bane was fleshed out in the cartoon series as well. Just a nefarious, Slimo, right? He's just not a good guy. And
sorry, I was trying to catch up on Bugs Bunny's backstory so much I couldn't watch all the cartoons.
Okay. All right. I'm more thrown by the fact that the only part of your virtual background that doesn't show through is around your head in between the headphones. That's creepy. That's like an aura thing.
It doesn't know where my hair ends and where it begins.
When it stops. Yeah. That's funny. Wow. Yeah. Okay, so we're all over the place right now, but I enjoyed the crap out of tonight's episode, again, because I watched it with my kids. That's the thing. I got to watch it with my kids. So the inner critic is squashed a bit because I had so many problems with this episode at the same time.
So many problems. I was so sure that tonight you were just going to be like, that's it. That's what I've been waiting for.
Yeah, jump ahead. This is like 8.5, 9 out of 10. Maybe you can go a little higher. I enjoyed the hell out of it, but it was too simple, too easy, too clean, too wrapped up in a pretty little bow. I think George Lucas showed up and said, "Okay, everybody, we're gonna just wrap this up, everybody." Now
he did not. He's not allowed in.
I think you're wrong. I know that Filoni apparently and Favreau have powwows with him all the time. Oh crap! Can I say powwow?
Do you believe
now? Oh no!
You
But anyway,
that?
I really do. I think he's got a big foot in this door. I think he has a lot of involvement. And tonight's dialogue alone had Lucas written all over it.
Oh, well, you thought it was that bad?
If you were to go back and just look at and just read it from a dialogue perspective, it's actually shockingly bad because every scene had to wrap up a little thing. And it was so funny. It was like Batman and Robin episodes. Robin tells Joker everything he's going to do, or tells Batman everything he's going to do before he does it. Are we going to shoot the grappling hook up the side of the wall? We're going to climb up the side of the wall. We're going to go up there. We're going to capture Joker, make him lean against the air conditioning unit. Why is it always an AC unit? And tell us his master plan. They go into the room with the Pikes and the Hammerhead mayor who magically appears again. Has he been in that dome the whole time? No one knows. And they literally just give it all away. And I called it. The Pikes did it. The Pikes framed the Nico speeder bike dudes. I called it from the very beginning. Yeah. And it's exactly what happened. And again, bow being tightened. Let my shoes stay on. It was so clean.
I wouldn't say clean is a hallmark Lucas trait.
And apparently every Aqualesh in the one territory that snapped and started shooting at the mod characters, every one of those aliens were ex-stormtroopers because not one of them can shoot. So
several of the mods were killed.
And I will miss them dearly.
So they could shoot.
They just take off part of their face and put on a new piece because they're basically Legos. So are we starting from the top, or do you just want to?
Yeah, let's start from the top. You
just rant about.
Okay, it opens up. It opens up at the scene of the. Well, they start calling it something else. It was a cantina, but they're referring to it as a place that people could. A place that got bombed, right? They called it somewhere else. Yeah. I didn't remember it being called something else before. And it now seemed to be supposed to be like some, like that it was a neutral ground.
Yeah. I'm totally blanking on what it was called also. But I will say Jennifer Beals will be missed. Apparently, everybody in that damn place got incinerated. Because my daughter turns to me and goes, "Where are the bodies?" And like at that particular point on the stairs, there were like two piles of dust. I'm like, I think those are the bodies. Everyone got incinerated.
Yeah, that was pretty bad.
Yeah, bad so ball. Our little Twilight hottie is
probably no more. Yeah.
Yeah.
Though, unless I see someone Star Wars, unless I see the person get chopped up.
That's true.
You never know.
Mace Windu's coming back now.
Could be. Could happen.
Yeah.
And so they're in there talking. Mando shows up.
Yep.
So Boba and Fennec are talking.
We're so used to talking about Mando.
I know. It's like Mando shows up. Like, oh, that was quick. And now the people of Freetown. He believes that they're going to show up.
Because he doesn't know that Cad just killed off the what is it? The assistant sheriff, the deputy. He popped the deputy and may or may not have actually killed.
Yeah,
they made it sound like he actually is dead in this episode.
Right, but I thought it was pretty clear that he wasn't killed.
Well, actually, it was at the end because he was in the back of the tank. Oh, did you not go to the very end of the episode?
What?
There was a secondary thing. There was a scene at the very end.
Wait, last?
Yeah. So Timothy Oliphant's character was in the back of the tank. And
are you joking?
No.
The end of episode 6?
No, at the end of episode 7. That was this gem at the very, very, very end
of the last of tonight.
After the credits, yes.
I thought you know what? It's funny because I thought
actually no, it's before the credits. So after the storyboards stop,
Yeah.
Which I love. That's like the best part of every episode. I love the artistic storyboarding and like slight 3D effect of a couple layers. At the very end of that, there's like a 10-second break. And then there's like a 15-second flash where it shows the bacta tanks. Because remember, Boba Fett said the bacta tanks are being used.
Yeah.
We're all like, oh my God, who's in it? What's going on? Well, it's his buddy Vance, or whatever his name is. So Timothy Oliphant's character is alive, and the guy standing above him was none other than the mod doctor lighting up the scalpel on his funky, hilarious Dr. Inspector Gadget hand.
I'm so mad now. You know what happened? I was watching it early this morning and the kids were awake as it was like over.
It's the kid's fault.
And so I was like, okay, I finished the episode. So I ran in. I usually let it run to see if there's things at the end. And I forgot. And then I saw online it said something about there not being any post-credit scenes.
And you
so I didn't think of it. No. Well, it probably wasn't after the credits. It was before the credits.
Cobb Vance, I finally figured out his name. He will come back with something mod, shoulder, whatever, arm.
So it doesn't quite make sense because Boba didn't know him.
Boba didn't know him, but Mando did. So, you know.
Right, but when he says the bacta tank's full, I don't think they had known.
Hey, man, I didn't write it. George Lucas did.
Again, well, hey, okay, a plot hole, then that makes it sound more like Lucas. Okay. Yeah.
That's a good point.
So Mando thinks they're coming, but we're skeptical because of the last episode we saw. So we think we know what he doesn't know. Boba's missile gets refilled during the episode, by the way.
I know.
And they never explain that.
How did that happen?
I don't know how it works. Like, I wondered, are there nanobots making like a next one in his pack until it fills up?
They've never gone into that. I mean, I love the fact that in the Mandalorian series that they expressly mention that X amount of the Beskar can be melted down for more of those, whatever, the little bird chirper stinger things that shoots at, which I think are the coolest things ever. But they say how they're rare and they're valuable, so use them sparingly. I always thought that was the same thing with the missile. And they've never, ever hinted about nanotechnology in this, sci-fi series much.
Yeah.
Is there some poor, teenage pimply faced alien Aqualesh caddy walking around in the background somewhere with like 6 missiles in his caddy? Is he always in the background going, "Oh, that's my call"? Hold still as he puts the thing back in. I mean, who knows?
Okay, so Boba says we better go hide, basically.
Yeah.
Okay, we got to buckle down high. Just go back to the palace. And I didn't know about this scene where the mod guy says, no, we're not going to go.
Yeah.
You can run if you want to, but we got to protect the people here. And Boba was like, fine, okay. And I didn't know about this questioning of authority.
Yeah.
Kind of bugged me a little bit. I was like, well.
So I think that he's giving everybody leeway because he doesn't want to be a gangbanger in the sense he doesn't want to, you mouth off, here's a blaster in the face. He lets everybody say their mind, but his decision is always final.
Yeah.
So I like what they're doing. And I don't know who this British girl is that plays Drash or whatever, the young girl mod with the arm.
Yeah.
I just think she's cool. Like I like how they're positioning her. Mm-hmm. And I kind of want to see more of what they do with her character. Frankly, the other mods I could care less about because except for the Geordie LaForge looking guy, they really haven't done much else. So it's interesting that they're developing her as kind of like, that little rascal with her red arm, and she's got an opinion. Let's make her an action figure and see how it goes. Then we'll determine if we give her a storyline. I wish that they will, because I like what she kind of stands for. Because she was the first one we saw. She's the first one doing most of the action scenes. And again, it's somebody with the limb loss, and like even that fan base community out there is digging on her. I just think that's cool. But she's also a mouthy little brat, so hey.
She is mouthy.
Yeah.
So they decide to stay. They said, okay, we'll buckle down here.
After all that, they decide to stay.
Yeah. Then they flash, or not flash. Then we don't. I'm not sure. We realize it moves over to Mos Eisley.
Yep.
Where the gunslinger is walking around.
Yep.
See some Jawas. Forging for stuff. They go to the Pike Syndicate headquarters, where we see the mayor chilling with them. Shame on you, mayor.
Yeah, where you hiding, Mr. Fishface, Hammerhead?
And let's see. So Gunslinger's back from Freetown, and he's convinced that they're not going to come mess with us. So it's all good. It's all good. And
dude, you're really lagging right now.
I'm looking at it. I'm like, okay. Well, I will say, I was like, okay. I thought this was going to go. I was a little afraid this was going to get ahead of me too quick, but it's not. He's a scary dude. This gunslinger. Yeah.
I think he's brilliant. He's terrifying, and people have already fixed him on the interwebs, and they've made him more bluish, a darker hue, and brighter red eyes to match the cartoons. But come on, it's not a cartoon. It's quote unquote real life, right? I think they've done such wonderful prosthetics on the actor's face. It is his mouth moving over, false teeth, right? But the teeth are badass.
Yeah.
And his face is so squished up. It's hilarious. Like, I hate to move around in that prosthetic, but he's terrifying and he's vicious. And I thought they did a great job. But then again, enter in George Lucas's script because it was so bad.
Garza's Sanctuary. That's what they call it.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
The mayor didn't sign off on that.
Yeah.
Oh, so this is when they do the bad exposition of
it's so
explaining
bad.
that he. Yep. Oh no, we actually did that and blamed it on some bikers. Nice cutting into our profit margins.
Perfect little bow. Put it on the package of unanswered questions. There you go. Oh, and the Tuscans. Oh yeah, we did it. Pike people. Whoopsie.
If only they had. Only if they had like 2 other episodes that they could have had it slowly reveal in the season.
Yeah, and
I guess they were just crunched for time.
All they needed was Anakin to show up and go, I don't like sand. I mean, that would have been perfect. Yeah, I mean, again, fans loved watching the last 2 episodes because it was the other show that we missed. And that, frankly, is more interesting than Boba Fett. Mandalorian kicks ass, take names, right? We want to learn all about that, hear all about that. And you're right. We needed, like, why the hell was this a 7-episode arc? The other one, I mean,
the 5-episode arc.
Yeah, technically, the Mandalorian was all 8 episodes, right? I mean, why did we miss one? I don't understand. But again,
I think they couldn't figure out in timeline wise how to do what they wanted to do.
Again,
and so they threw them in during this.
Again, I think that's crap. I think it's all storyboarded out for years and years and everything, and we're just along for the ride, complaining about it.
After this, I squealed because they do the Book of Boba Fett thing where it shows it, right?
Yeah,
the title, and then we go back to Mos Eisley, and an X-wing is showing up.
Yeah, exactly.
And I was like, "Are they really going to have Luke in this?"
I was
kidding me.
Fascinated yet pissed. I was like, "Motherfucker, bringing in Luke Skywalker."
And then it was Grogu, and I was like, "Grogu just flew the X-wing," and I realized it was.
Can I just say,
but I was giddy at this.
How wonderful Amy Sedaris is as her role, or in her role, as also this nefarious engineer who can piece together anything and can speak like 4 different types of droid that I've been able to track so far, much less Jawa And then she was speaking with some other alien recently as well. I love she's one of the most fun characters in this entire thing, because she's also like, she's dated a Jawa, right? She looks at Tentacle Head, the most annoying major domo, and she's like, nice tentacles, hottie. We don't have she's a player, and she's so funny.
Yeah.
She digs Grogu. She even insults his name straight up, like, oh, that's an unfortunate name. I won't call you that.
Yeah.
Oh my God. She's wonderful. I just love it.
I was a little disappointed. I thought we were gonna get, not to spoil, people seen it if they see. I thought we were gonna have, honestly thought Grogu was gonna show up in the X-Wing later. I thought that was going to be the big save, was the X-Wing's firepower knocking people down. Because
R2-D2 has murdered millions.
So
this would be just like, wouldn't even be a notch on his belt, right? He'd just be like, oh, let me just insert my phallic tool into the orifice and turn it and go nuke a couple pikes while I'm at it. Why don't he take out some of those cruisers that are only transporting civilians? He could have gone nuclear on Mos Espa. No one would have been because he's a rebel hero.
Right. So funny.
You never know what I'm going to say. I love you just going, why is he on the show? Oh my God, I should have picked someone else.
And then, whenever I see the Vespa gang flying around, I get happy because I know you're angry. Probably that they exist. They're colorfulness. And they drive by the Gamorreans.
First of all, the Mickey Mouse Club, they weren't too bad in this episode. They actually fought back. My only problem when you're storyboarding and when you're scripting and you're directing a scene, if everyone is pointing the gun like this, like they're all pointing it down when they're supposed to be pointing at people, it is such a blatant bad scene cut. Like, get these actors to point their guns actually in the direction. Just like Amy Sedaris' character at one point, she's literally just shooting like 45 degrees higher than anyone at ground level should be when she's bum rushing all the pikes. Like, what the hell are these people doing? So anyway, point is, I like the Mickey Mouse Club this episode. They were fine, and their bikes were shiny, and a couple of them got popped, which tells me that they're basically red shirts, even though they all share bright, shiny colors. And it's fine, whatever.
Yeah. I don't know if it's true, or I don't know the timing of it, but there is an element of, I know they're just blasters, but there is an element of gun safety that we are always taught with our weapons, and on stage weapons that we've been taught. We were like, no, you have it down, or up, like you don't have.
Yeah.
So I realize they're blasters, but I'm very forgiving on that, especially in light of recent events. And I realize again that they're blasters, but I think it's okay.
You just went to a very strange place. You're talking gun safety in a battle for survival in Mos Espa on a sci-fi show with bad acting.
Well,
and prop guns just being dangled instead of.
Well, I'm not complaining about them, so I'm fine because I'm more into safety, I guess, than other people.
Major Domo should have come out and said, everybody, safety first. Check and make sure your stocks are loaded. Make sure you hold it with two hands. You're aiming down to the barrel.
10 and 2. So they show us where everybody's stationed in a little scene, and then Gunslinger shows up on Boba and to try to get him rattled, and he lets loose on the info about the Pike Syndicate, trying to get him to. I was wondering how much you'd appreciate how much Boba wore his helmet this episode.
I was surprised. Frankly, this is the first time Boba Fett was actually, I hate to say it, interesting and really watchable, like in his current state. All the other times, he's really been just kind of a dipwad, like again, always taking off his helmet, etc.
Yeah.
Now he's in a dangerous situation, whether it's because of the Pikes or because of Cad. I thought they really built him up well. I don't want to jump ahead. I have something to say about that final fight scene with him and Cad, but I won't go there yet. But I enjoyed it. One thing I do want to say is, do you think, as a listener, as a viewer, was the conversation between Fennec and Boba Fett between their helmets, or were they talking? Because the whole time Cad Bane could have been like, I'm right here. I can hear this. Like, what you guys are talking? You should be like, don't talk them down, Fennec, Missy. I'm trying to get them riled up. Like, I think that was just in their helmets.
I didn't really think about that, but that does make sense.
And that's what I'm challenging you to wonder about, because I think that's probably comlink communications versus Boba's talking to Cad, right? I mean, that would make sense, right?
Yeah, I get that. Now that you say that, I'm like, oh, huh?
She's his conscience now. Yeah. She's totally been like, Black Widow is to the Hulk, like, take my hand, you pet my hand, you calm down.
But at the same time, she was also like, yo, Spice is a lot of money. Like, what are we gonna?
Yeah.
I'm not gonna give that up.
She didn't have a devil on her shoulder too, right? But she really talks him down a lot, and yet she wants to go pop people, and yet she did, right? I mean, she did something. Dude, she was one of the rock stars of this. Yeah, absolutely. I love her.
Then the Twi'lek, I just loved. I know when you're gonna be upset, and he's like, how about oh no, this isn't when he does it. I forget what they're doing there, but this is right. Then everyone starts to turn on them. Not everybody. First, I thought they meant everybody was going to turn on them, like everyone's acting weird, but it was just like the criminals, right, from each little sect.
He gets permission in his acquiesce way. You made the gravel, so on and so forth, and then he goes out with that little pad.
Well, no, so we're not there yet. That's what I missed what was going on.
Okay.
Why he was talking there. But I think they just wanted to show that he was hanging out. And then we have the scenes of everywhere in most ESPA people turning on.
I thought that was after the Major Domo came out and basically unintentionally told the Pikes to shove it up their ass.
Well, the Pikes haven't shown up yet. Yeah, the Pikes show up in a little bit.
Okay.
Wait, we just had Cowboy.
You're right.
By himself.
That was Cad Bane's.
They started attacking the Black Wookiee, and we're like, what's going on? Oh no, they're going to hurt him. And okay.
It takes a lot of hits, man.
Were you sad? I was a little sad with the Gamorreans.
Oh, dude, it crushed me.
Like,
it crushed me. It's bad enough that they get jacked out of having the skimpiest, stupidest outfits. Big old green bellies and man titties hanging out. No armor except for a helmet. I mean, these guys are like 1950s football players. They got like no padding, no nothing.
Yeah.
And they come up against a bunch of the Niktos and just get their asses handed to them. Tossed in after them. That was sad.
Pushed off the thing, and I'm like,
and no one.
Then I was like, oh, some people are going to die in this.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they were disposable, which kind of saddens me. But again, he could probably pick some more highly communicative and better skilled guards, maybe.
He'll have his pick of the litter.
Except the Tatooine Union, just delivered their wives. Now,
I didn't think we were going to be done with Black Chewbacca.
I was really thinking, like, what was that going to happen? Like, am I watching him like finally get toast?
I would have been disappointed that they would have like, you're getting rid of this character now, really now.
Yeah.
But so it kind of made sense.
It's a Wookiee, man. Star Wars has to have a Wookiee. I'm sorry. It just doesn't work without a Wookiee because they're so cute and they're just like big walking carpets and they got major anger issues, yet they have comedic sides and heartfelt sides. Like what is it, Rise of Skywalker, when Leia finally dies or whatever, whatever the name of the final one was. Dude, Chewie on his knees going, like, near the spaceship, just crying. It broke my heart, man. Yeah. I mean, Wookiees are cool. So I was literally bummed. I was like, oh, another shot. Oh, right in the thigh. Now he's limping. I'm like, help the brother out. I mean, I was worried.
And then they get over quick to the droid kids, and Fennec saves them.
Fennec totally.
An unexpected little stop by her. But I think it's going to make them rally. Oh, she cares about us. She cares. And then the Pikes show up at the at the
sanctuary place. The blasted bar. So
the blasted bar. I like that. That should be the name of it. When it reopens up, they should call it that. The blasted bar.
Nice.
And then this is what so they're discussing what they're gonna do, how they're gonna go out, how they're gonna we're gonna die with honor.
And Boba kind of slams Mando. He's like, do you really believe that nonsense or whatever?
Yeah.
And Mando's like, yeah, I do. And it's like, and he's like, good, because we know we need you. I mean, I think Boba really kind of saved it there. I'm actually really surprised that Mando didn't just pull off his helmet for a scene. Like that could have been yet one more of those things where he's like, oh, I'm no longer a Mando now, and let's talk about this, Boba. You're bald, I still have hair.
He's gonna be like, born again Christian. Like, he's gonna be ultra trying to behave to win himself back.
Knocking on doors. It's like, I'm sorry, have you heard about the Mando Creed? People are gonna be running.
And I actually like this discussion. It didn't even bother me that you couldn't see their faces.
Yeah.
This like as they're planning it out.
We don't need faces, dude. You and me and every other Star Wars fan, we watched an entire episode entire series about Mandalore.
You know what? I probably should have done this whole series with bags on our head.
Well, I've been told that about you a number of times.
Might have upped the ratings.
Better off to have a bag on your head. Yeah, that's really a weird direction you just took this.
Well, people can't see emotion.
I look better in the dark, so
I've got a face for radio. And then, then your favorite Twi'lek dude is like, all right, how about I negotiate? Because I'm a skilled orator, just a skilled negotiator. He's like, I have an MBA. All right.
Not to say I'm better than any of you, like he communicates. So
he's like, I went to Cornell. Ever hear of it?
So getting on Coruscant, I'm like, ooh, okay.
Wait, no, my Coruscant accent. I was like, that sounds like American to me.
Yeah.
Okay, so he's gonna go out there and he's like, okay, tell me what you want. Write down on this pad.
Yeah.
And I'll read it to you.
And you can see Boba writing on the pad. That was so funny. He's got his big gangly glove and his huge wrist rockets, and he's like, and he's writing F-U Pikes.
Yeah.
I knew it was going to happen. But the fact that they didn't pop him, I mean, I have never been so disappointed in a scene. The fact that he pops up later and he's still alive, I'm just like, oh my God.
I don't know why you hate him so much. I think
Jennifer Beals got incinerated, and they kept this moron who just makes me cringe because he's so little, and he's playing his role well, but God, I just want to throat punch him and joke him with a tentacle.
Yeah, tentacle.
Yeah, they got
his own tentacle.
Got the leg used. They got the little tentacles. Come on, man.
Yeah, choke him with his own tentacle.
Yeah.
Yes. And so he comes out there and he gives long-winded descriptions. Okay,
soliloquy, and then he's like, "Here are my demands."
The Pikes. Okay.
None.
Well, let's go forward.
Okay.
He's like, "Oh, I will." He's like, "Read it. Read it."
Leave the planet.
Now, could you tell? None of these spice people were a leader, though, right? Like, I could never tell if there was like a second in command that we were dealing with.
I do think that the one who was talking to Major Domo was the equivalent of the second in command, but the major guy was in the dome that gets popped later by Fennec.
Okay. Well, and he gets killed. Yeah.
Yeah. But okay, so let me ask something.
Yeah.
Whether or not we got to see all of the Pikes come off the cruise ships, those things are 24/7, right?
Yeah.
We have suffered through movies like Attack of the Clones, where there's a gajillion clones and there's a gajillion battle droids. Why were there only realistically like 50 Pike to do this big clean sweep and take the city over and take out Boba and everything else? Again, get it done in one episode, add like 20, maybe 50 Pike, and call it good. Call that an attack. This was not a very well thought out plan by the Pikes, because yes, sure, breaking the treaty with the other two clans. Ooh, you got a couple Trandoshans that got their asses handed to them by BK, the big, and then the mods, fighting back with Fennec. It was a bad plan. It was poorly executed, actually, on both sides. Like, how could you not see the switch coming? I knew it was going to happen. Again, maybe I've just seen too many shows. I had no life. Everything that played out tonight, I called it. Seconds before it happened. So goddamn predictable. It really was. And I can't be the only one, Silas. Come on.
I don't think people watch these shows because it's fundamentally surprising.
Well, true.
I think one of the reasons we watch it, because there is a comfort level in the predictability of it. Like, we want surprises, but we also there's things that we expect to happen and want to happen. We don't want the bad guys to win in this.
I'm not saying that they want to win, but there wasn't any one scene where the odds were that unsurmountable, other than the big Scorpion destroyer droids that surprised everybody when they popped open their shields, right?
Yeah.
We didn't see that coming. Like, we expected it to be over, and then all of a sudden those things show up, just like Empire Strikes Back. It was a total nod to Empire Strikes Back. When they're listening to the Snowwalkers start coming toward them, you hear the rumble, right? Which then Jurassic Park 20 years later duplicated with the glass shaking and the Jeep. There was all of those essences, and of course, I didn't know what the hell was going to come around the corner.
Yeah,
and it was those cool droid things. So I don't know. It just seemed like the Pikes. Maybe it's because I've seen the cartoon series, right? The Pikes are major badasses. They're like the Godfathers of space.
I felt like there was enough people, if they thought that if they didn't think the Freelanders were going to be involved, I think there was enough people for them. I think they're probably pretty good.
Maybe they were counting because of the Trandoshans and the Aqualish. Maybe they were counting on them being more successful, taking out the mods and BK. So, okay. All right. Let's roll with that.
Okay. Then we get the badass fighting of Boba and Mando flying around.
Really cool.
I really like that. Throws different dimensions into it. Yep. I liked also that they were getting hit.
Yeah.
Like, it wasn't just a pure we dodge every single bullet. No, they're getting hit, even though their armor won't allow them to get hurt, really.
What do you think was actually knocking them down? Was it just like the impact of the pulse rifle?
Yeah.
Because, or were they getting shot in between in cloth here and there, right? Because Boba's armor is much less than Mando's. His side, what are the shoulder pad things? They kind of stick up and they don't really protect much. So, I mean, I don't know.
I thought it was the impact. I think of it as like wearing a bulletproof vest.
Sure.
You still feel it.
Yeah.
Like just on the outside is what
But just the fact that they were flying around and bending their knee and like cocking their knee and taking out Pikes with the knee darts and stuff like that. And then those little screamers that Mando has, I just love that. I just think it's so much fun. It's just like, oh, there's 6 guys coming at me, and they just take.
Remind me of the whistle from Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yep.
Actually, I mean, there's a lot of Pikes. There might be more than 30. But then here comes Freetown, rocking in the free world. They come out and they're like, oh, we could spread out to like have different targets for everybody. But how about if we go stand in the same place
and
let everyone else flank us?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, sounds good.
Let's hide behind a highly explosive vehicle.
Yeah. Guys, let's go hide behind this gasoline. There's a gas truck over here. Should we hide behind it?
I mean, again, kind of predictable, but it also had a Rogue One feel to it, kind of like the last, group of guys, gals fighting it out and kind of battling, and
Yeah.
I liked it. I thought it was great.
I like the guy who was riding it, like almost. Well, he was the turret. He had the turret.
Yeah,
because his species. I remember getting a special action figure that you had to mail in to get. Yeah, I remember him.
That was the
barge
species, and he was part of Jabba's barge, and he was the one that tipped Luke off to jump off the plank.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then the mods show up. So now the whole gang is almost here.
The whole gang's here.
The whole gang is almost here. So like, okay, and you see, okay, and then there's a little interesting sniping at each other between the city dwellers and
the Freetowners have a little bit of attitude toward the mods, so they're obviously not. Part of the Mickey Mouse Club. Not.
I go, hey, there's no red states, there's no blue states, there's just Tatooine states. Okay. And then Black Chewbacca shows up.
Oh no! BK that doesn't show up. Bodies being hurled into the open space show up first, which is great because when he first got tackled, all these, all the Trandoshans, they all have these curved blades, and apparently they don't know how to use them worth crap because any one of them could have, hit a major artery as UK was going down, but apparently not because he just shows up throwing bodies everywhere and throws the one body and shoots it in midair, causing it to shoot back against a door, which was just awesome and brutal. Are you asleep? Your eyes.
Like, what's going on here?
Okay.
This battle is a lot longer than I remember. Oh, and that's when the things start showing up. They think they got everybody.
There's a moment
of are leaving. Hey, I think we won this battle.
Yep.
Oh,
wait.
Gonna need a bigger boat.
Yeah. Some of the Mickey Mouse Club and the others and the Free Station, whatever soldiers save BK, bring him around side of the very flammable vehicle. And that's when, was it Mando and him or Boba and him have that? I guess it was Boba, have that exchange, about how it was almost like a life debt thing being transferred there, right? Like, so I'm curious if that's going to come into play because it was just kind of a cool scene. Like Boba was like, I really thought you were dead. I thought we lost you. And he's like, and then they all go back to being perfectly fine. I owe you a nice long soak in the Bacta tank. Yep.
And he's like, you don't know how life deaths work. They're falling back. Okay. Interesting. I owe you. Do you think he felt he owed him a life debt at all or anything for letting him go?
I have no idea. But technically speaking, he was banished from whatever the Wookiees planet's called and their people. So he doesn't he doesn't actually have to probably follow any of that stuff.
Oh.
But
you don't nobody has to. Don't have to.
Don't have to do anything really, because I'm an 8 foot tall effing Wookiee.
Did you think these were reimaginings of the Clone War droids?
They definitely seem to be an improvement of it, because again,
Well, they didn't roll, huh?
They didn't roll, but they had sort of the same modality to it.
Yeah.
Same structure with the blaster cannons, just ginormous. I'm forgetting the name of the clan from episode 1, 2, and 3. The Trade Federation. They're still around. They weren't decimated by the Empire, so they're still probably selling technology to any buyer that will take it up, and that's where all of that tech came from.
Okay.
So the Trade Federation is still around. I'm assuming that this is a product of.
God, please don't bring them back though.
Oh God, have those completely racist Asian voices. Oh my God. Oh no, really bad.
Well, more I'm just like, I don't want to see another story about taxes.
Yeah.
Like, what? Taxes? For real? This is the word. Well, it's a kids' movie, you know. Kids love talking about tariffs and
of course
taxation.
Perfect sense. Yeah. Taxation.
Total kids' movie. And so they're having a hell of a time fighting these things. And wait, Boba leave just in the middle of that? Oh, they're still fighting. They're still fighting together. Not able to get in there. They use the dark saber.
Yeah.
Try to get in there. And so Mando says something about like, okay, our certain type of weapons, a couple of our different kinds of weapons won't work. And so Mando then's like, okay, we need reinforcements. I got another friend. And goes off. This is taking a little liberty on how far away everything is, right?
Yeah, as far as how everything is spaced out.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Boba does that, but we haven't unintentionally skipped over when Amy Sedaris's engineer character shows up on the runner pod, right?
No. Now Mando's just getting chased along.
Yeah, so Mando's getting chased. He's wielding the darksaber. Do you notice how heavy it was? So he obviously has not made any improvements with his own self-belief.
I actually thought it was a little less. Thought it looked like it weighed a little less.
But he figured it out. He figured out that a low-yield energy weapon, less impact, penetrates the shield. Mm-hmm. So he was making it through slowly but surely. But you got to get laser fire.
Oh, right.
The laser fire dispersed it enough, then he could go through with whatever the hell it's called, the darksaber, but he wasn't able to get it to sit still long enough for him to make it through completely.
Sorry for the scruffling.
It's okay.
On the money. Okay, so then we got Black Chewbacca. Let's keep calling him that. He's great
right now.
Like he's all like, he's totally like a video game character, because he'll be like, "Oh, I'm dead," and he's like, "No, I'm not. I'm shooting you, and then he gets a couple shots, and they're okay. Let's carry the Wookiee off. Like, okay, come on.
He was just fine at the end, and yet he'd been shot like 6 times.
Yeah.
So maybe he healed fast. Do Wookiees heal fast? I don't know.
Maybe they got a lot of height. So Sedaris shows up and they're like, okay, back up. Like, oh, here we are. Like, you didn't hear any battle going on. And
that was actually a funny scene, though, when again, I did embrace the fun of this episode when she's screaming on the cart.
Uh-huh.
And then anyway, and then she introduces Mando to the little package. Me and the kids, we almost died, dude. We almost died.
Well, you assumed when you saw her that she's with.
Of course.
Together, yeah.
She's basically riding in on the white stallion, right? And yet it's the freaking dilapidated, whatever the thing is called, runner droid with the stupid Roadrunner wheels that spin in place, just like an app. And then all the pit droids hanging off it, because that's necessary to take them with them.
And they're friends.
Yeah, no, again.
She needs people to hang out with.
Yeah, but then little Grogu jumps up into Mando's arms, man. Oh,
Oh,
oh.
almost there. We haven't. They flash back to all the townspeoples and droid people get trapped in that corner,
trying to
into that building, and they're like, okay, we're gonna run up on top and shoot from there.
Yep, the
get a better angle.
True.
Ooh. And then and that is when they flash back again, and gasp. I love watching shows on closed caption, by the way, when they say things like gasp. It's like, oh, I'm so happy to see you. Their relationship's starting to weird me out a little though now. It is starting to get a little like because now I know like he's a consensual age.
Don't go there.
He's 50.
No, it's innocent. It's sweet adventures. Build out for season 3. Come on.
I miss you. You got my shirt.
Come on. Who's your daddy?
I really don't. I don't want to read the fan fiction that's being written right now.
No, probably not. I don't think we need to go there.
The Force works in mysterious ways.
Yeah.
They all crash. Mando flies up, catches Grogu like he's a linebacker, or I don't know, linebacker, not a linebacker, but I guess
you played a lot of
white ring, a Gronkowski, whatever he is.
I don't know what
tight end. Like he's tight end catching a catch.
Yeah,
he gets that green eclipse.
Yep.
And then, so they're up there shooting, and we're like, then they start hearing rumbling sounds. No water shaking exactly.
I know.
Like you wanted.
What could it be?
Yeah, I knew it was the Rancor, right? And
here we go. In case anyone,
Then I did have questions about this fight.
Okay.
Because they made a concern about how they didn't want the people in the town to get destroyed. Yeah. And then the Rancor was a little destructive with property around there.
Yeah, but remember, Boba Fett was only on him for a short bit. And then afterwards, the wild Rancor came out, a little out of control. Godzilla helps at first, and then Godzilla gets pissed and kind of goes blitzkrieg on Tokyo and flattens a whole bunch of buildings he wasn't supposed to. Does he apologize? No, because he's Godzilla.
They take Superman to court because he does that with Zod.
Well, only with shitty DC movies, yeah.
I thought it was interesting that how it was fighting the shield, like. The Rancor was pushing on it.
Oh, it was great though.
Yeah. Yeah. I was like, I wonder how it's making me wonder how these shield things work. And
distance. I mean, it builds an energy reflecting shield, and he's made of tough carapace, shell-like areas that are like multi-layered. He's not blaster fire, so when he was pushing through, even his nails were going through. So he was proving that whole theory that it creates basically like a protective biodome. You could push it around, which I thought was great. He was just bashing that one thing against walls.
Grogu goes to helps Mando. Mando's dumb when he gets in there with the Darksaber. Like he should have cut off both arms, obviously, right away, and he doesn't.
But he kept getting flung around, so
he had time. And he gets thrown off, and then Grogu tries to get in there and interfere.
Yep.
Sort of does. I'm not quite sure what he's trying to do.
I thought Grogu was going to take his little 3 fingers. Oh, wait, here's my imitation of Grogu, right? I thought he was just going to look at it and do his little blinky, and his ears could go flat. I thought he was going to go like this, just crush one of them. Because that would have been a fascinating nod toward the dark side possibility with little Grogu.
Yeah.
Because, again,
Didn't he do that to something? Didn't he do that to something?
Yeah, we talked about that last time. He almost choked out Cara Dune. He choked out that original rhinoceros dude, allowing Mando to kill him with the freaking blade. He definitely has, like the anger issues, right? So he could have totally, I think, crushed that thing, and everybody would have been all happy, and he'd have been vindicated. And at some point, Mando would have been like, "Oh snap!
Yeah,
like that's some crazy power. Maybe I should go throw him back at the Jedi," right?
Yeah. So maybe lost a little point there, but
now we know why Kylo Ren was the first Jedi to be trained at the Academy, because Grogu said, going back to Daddy. So they wrapped up that little thing in a nice bow too.
I don't think Kylo was the first one.
Look it up. It was all over the interwebs.
Is it because of the books?
Yeah. Well, books, the comic books and everything.
That's lame.
Just saying.
One.
But it, again, Pretty Little Bow wrapped up that little question everybody lost their mind over last week.
Yeah, then we have just like this massive Rancor battle between Boba and Mando and the Rancor.
And did you like how the Rancor did deep throat a Pike, just like in Return of the Jedi? Like they did that nod instead of a Gamorrean guard. He gave the tongue to a Pike. That was well done.
Well, also I thought we'll want to see somebody get revenge on that Pike when he goes in somewhere. He's like, "Oh, I want to sell this." They're like, "Not you, buddy. We know who this part is from."
Oh yeah.
No way. This is Mando's. Oh, and then this alien droid almost got the best of the beast of the Rancor.
He popped them a couple times good.
And that was unexpected for me. I felt like that's what I liked about this part, was I was not sure what was going to happen.
Yeah. I actually thought the Rancor was going to die, because that, again, would have been another nod back to Return of the Jedi, where he got, the big cavernous door through the back of his head. I really thought they were going to kill him, because when the Scorpion droid started going back on its hind legs and using its front legs then as daggers, that was frankly wicked. I love it. And it showed a different level of badassery with the big mean red eye going, "I'm sorry, pal, I can't do that now." It was interesting. So, but they ended up just being dumb destroyer droids that were able to be picked apart, but surely. So,
and then the Freemasons, they start running out.
Freemasons.
Yeah.
Wrong movie.
He's not a threat. Nice head. What do you call it? Head tentacles?
Yes.
Nice head tents.
Yeah, Amy said Darius is flirting with the Major Domo, which cracked me up. She obviously has no taste in men if she goes from a hairy Jawa to this idiot.
Right. Well, they just see they don't see any. They don't see race. They don't see species.
She has no eyebrows, so really, she's got nowhere to go but up. So.
Most of her time is with robots.
Yeah, very lonely.
We're feeding her bad info.
At least they're rechargeable. Anyway.
And then we basically have the Rancor mad Rancor's mad and trying to eat everybody.
Why do you think everybody was shooting at the Rancor? That's what I didn't have any grasp of, because Rancor was being ridden by Boba, kicking some butt. Then Boba got removed. Don't remember why. It's not important. Then everyone's like, "Okay, Pikes are gone. We're going to start blowing the shit out of the Rancor." Why did that happen?
I think, well, he's wild. So he got bucked off when the gunslinger came up to him.
Oh, that's right, though, and used the torch.
Boba got bucked off. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I think there's an element that they all don't trust the droid anyway. That's in there.
But it's a Rancor. What are you talking about?
I mean, wait. They don't trust. I don't know. It made sense when I said it earlier. They don't trust droids. They don't trust anybody. I don't know. I think it's a wild animal, and they're just like that. I think they're thinking, not really thinking it was like purposeful.
Okay, maybe this isn't
like him being on his side. That he doesn't really have a side.
He just saved their ass. So again, I thought it was a little weird, not a big deal, but why they were even shooting at him made no sense to me. Because then he went on the destruction rampage up at the top of the cathedral spiral. And that's when Mando shoots up there like a complete idiot. What the hell is he going to do? He tried.
Okay. Well, we're not there. We're not there yet. Okay, we'll see.
Okay,
we'll see what happens. I'm sure there was something that clued on. We get the showdown between Boba and Gunslinger, which I was a little disappointed with.
Very, very much so.
I like that the other guy, Gunslinger, scared the Rancor away by doing the fire. So you're like, oh, Rancors don't like.
Yeah.
It's so I guess I was disappointed more, and I didn't mind that. I was actually like, oh, he mentioned it being a little older and stuff. I don't mind him beating Boba. I did love that Boba was able to defend himself because of the skills he learned from the Tusken Raiders.
Yeah.
I like that. But I didn't want them to kill the guy. I wanted him to be, and I'm hoping maybe he's not, like maybe his heart's in his belly and we don't know.
All right. So Cad Bane trained a young Boba Fett.
Yeah.
Cad Bane trained Boba to be who Boba was when he was a ruthless killer also. So that weird Star Wars version of saying pot calling the kettle black was hilarious in the asinine way that they did it. You know, Cad's going like, oh, yeah. But they have such a history. I mean, for crying out loud, the dent on Boba Fett's helmet is from Cad Bane. Like that iconic dent came from Cad Bane. And I mean, there's so much history. There's so much even respect between them. It shouldn't have played out the way it did. They should have kept him. I hope he's not dead, but I think he is, because when you get the crap beaten out of you by one of those sticks, you don't tend to walk away. Yeah. Including the stab move when he gets the crazy Moana face and stabs him. I'm so disappointed that that scene played out like every DC movie and Marvel movie, where they build up the bad guys and then they got to die in the end. And then next episode, next season, whatever, they have to find a new baddie to go after. Cad Bane is such a rich character. And also he kind of has an anti-hero side to him. They shouldn't have whacked him. They shouldn't have had him get killed, because he's also, frankly, between him and Fennec, they are the most interesting characters in this entire series. And he's dead. So I think that was a huge mistake.
Okay. I agree.
Yeah. I just have to rant about that. Sorry.
So what seemed to have happened is everyone starts freaking out because they see the Rancor is loose. He's loose and he's running around. He grabs a land speeder, tries to eat it. And so people seem to just start shooting at it because it's on the loose.
They were firing at him first. Prior to the land speeder getting thrown at him.
Thrown at him, but he just goes and grabs. He climbs. He's destroying buildings. He's walking through buildings, and they're like, the Rancor's loose. And I'm guessing
they were doing their civic duty then.
Hey, what's his name? Did not know that. Remember, Boba didn't know that you could train. Yeah. No, he said the witches did it, but
the witches did it. Yep, the Dathomar witches.
I think most people just associate the Rancors with bloody.
That makes sense. I just thought
it's like a rabid dog.
Yeah, so and then also when he was crawling up the spire, hello, King Kong.
Oh yeah, no, that was obvious.
King Kong nod. I loved it.
Definitely a film nod there. I was waiting for the planes to come out.
Exactly.
Okay. So he throws that at them. He's like, "You're throwing stuff at me, dude."
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm shooting.
And then this is when Grogu comes out after he gets the crap beaten out of him by the Rancor.
And I was trying to remember, wasn't there this thing where in season 1 where he calmed down a beast as well?
That stupid the lizard with the Ugnaught character. This is the way, where he had to run across the desert and the lava pits with that little weird looking piranha dinosaur dude that he had to ride.
That was it? Okay, I was thinking there was something else.
Yeah.
But I mean, I know that they have these powers and stuff. Jedi in general could do that, but I actually thought he was going to help fight the Rancor or something. I wasn't expecting the kindness gesture.
Yeah. Yeah, he was trying to. Wait,
I thought by the end of
what Grogu did or what Mando did.
What Grogu did.
Okay, yeah, I thought he was gonna crush the Rancor again, showing his actual immense strength that he's been hiding, because he just spent like 6 weeks getting shot at by a freaking scanner droid thing that pissed him off and riled him up. But no, he's still sweet little Grogu, and he does little Spock mind meld.
Well, at first I thought like, I think the Rancor's just talking, and Grogu's the first person to understand what he's saying. When he's like going, rah, he's really saying, I wish people would understand my feelings. Ah.
So again, we don't know where
feel ugly on the inside. Ah.
We don't know where Grogu's species harkens from, right?
Yeah.
I'm not saying that they're Tatooine-based aliens.
Well,
or
hold on.
What? Huh?
Hold on.
This better be worth it.
Hold on. I have to switch here. I can't. My sound just went out. Okay, there. Hello?
Hey.
Okay. My other recorder just went out.
Gotcha.
Well, we got the backup here. We got this going. So we don't know his species.
Yeah, we don't know where Grogu's species comes from. I don't think it's Tatooine, but you're right. When the big guy, when Rancor gets down like this, I'm entertaining the background there. He gets down kind of like a puppy does a play bow.
Yeah.
It was the coolest scene. And yeah, I totally thought they were going to start like rapping, like talking, right? Like I think a cute little thing. And Grogu would have said like, hell no, I'm your dominant species. I'm an apex predator. When I'm done eating some more one-eyed frogs, I'm coming after you.
Yeah.
There was something there that was really weird, but maybe it was just Grogu talking him down with the Force, getting him to do some Kegels and breathing exercises and shit.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Do some Kegels. Okay.
Yeah. Rancor Kegels. That's how they get so fast, man. Jumping around. That's Kegels.
So they calm him down. He's relaxed, goes to sleep. And then we jump over to Mos Eisley. I was a little disappointed Fennec wasn't in that battle. But she goes to have her own little battle.
She was zipping off to cut off the head of the serpent, man.
I thought she was like cutting off. I thought she was supposed to be cutting off like the control room,
which is that room,
but by the time she got there, I mean, it makes it look like by the time she got there, everything had been, we've lost, we're in trouble.
I think you're right, because remember she said, "I think I can get there in time," and Boba's like, or whoever was like, "Cool, go do your thing." Okay. So really, I don't think it was important when, just the fact that they did not expect her, because they're all kind of like, okay, things are going to be okay. We got to go. See you later. And then
she whoops him.
Seriously.
I did find it a little, I don't know why I felt that not grotesque, but the hanging of the mayor seemed a little extra.
Yeah. So I personally get bothered by hanging scenes, and it's mainly because it's shown so often in crime dramas, etc. I think people are really desensitized by it. So this is, again, like your comment about gun safety, right? I've got something about hangings in general, and it actually bugged me too. It also proved that Fennec is strong as oh, I mean,
Yeah.
she lifted up a freaking hammerhead species guy because they're big dudes, right?
Yeah.
I actually got, this is going to sound morbid, I got a kick out of seeing his feet. They were just like the action figures I had as a kid. I expected to see the little hole in the feet that you use
Yeah.
for the pegboards. Like I was
Right.
like, oh, he does have those kind of feet. But yeah, it was a little morbid and a little graphic because again, this kid's watching this.
Yeah.
I was turned off by that part. He could have just been, pew pew, laser fired, boom, like everyone else.
Yeah. Kids are watching this, man. It's not like
Well, but am I alone in that? Like, I guess you just said that you kind of got bothered by it, but why were you bothered? Same type of reasons, or
not because of kids. It was just more. I just think it feels extra brutal. Like,
Okay.
It's not like an imaginary shot. Like I can see someone get. Also, it's hard for me to imagine. I don't know where the guy's throat is.
They find out later they just hung him by his eyeballs. He's like, I'm okay.
I always think it's funny though when people say, "Oh man, my kids." I don't know if they like this. I'm like, how did they feel like when Anakin's mom got gang raped by the Tusken Raiders? Like, how was that? That little kid's moment that he slaughters them all.
Yeah.
Oh, how about when is he gonna play with the kids? Is he there to is he gonna just like have a little play date with all the little Jedi kids in the temple? What's going on?
No. It's
Anakin.
them heads are rolling. Yeah, it's gnarly.
But then
those
we
wrapped up very nicely.
They wrap it up. They're wandering through Mos Espa. People are like bowing to him, and because he's, this is where he says it's full. Okay, I gotcha.
Yep.
And then we have them meet up with everybody. Sees everybody in the hey, we all made it through, guys. Oh, what do you know? Here's an apple. Oh,
has anyone seen Bert and Ernie, our Gamorrean guards? Oh, maybe they'll show up later.
That would have been nice. They should have poured one for their homies.
Not even a nod.
Yeah.
Racist.
We all made it except for those dumb pigs.
Xenophobia against pigs. Poor little chubbies.
And then we say bye to Mando and Grogu as they're up.
I call
they're up in space, and he's like, he's banging on it because he wants Mando to like go fast. There's going to be so much fun, dumb humor between those two. And again, I called it when I saw that dome 2 episodes ago. I was like, Grogu's going to end up, no matter what, he's going to be shoved up against that plastic window. And sure enough, they had his little breath going on the window. And all he wants to do is rocket through space, which was funnier than hell. So. Okay. And so we're going to get my live reaction to this final scene. Okay.
Oh yeah.
Here I am. Okay. It's opening up.
Right after the storyboards.
Yeah. So I know there's a flashback coming. Okay.
So for people who don't know what the hell you're doing, you're watching the hidden.
I'm watching the after
little Easter egg
scene. Guys in the back to tank, and yeah, Ross the droid man.
Yep.
Lights it up. Oh, okay.
So
it's interesting. He did say he missed his armor. So now he's going to get a little.
Yeah.
He's going to get a little
one-liner. Well, it looks like we both have something we're missing. So. I hope Cad Bane is not dead. I'm glad that this guy survived Timothy Oliphant's character. Again, that's Cobb Vanth. I think he's a very likable character.
I think he'd be good for some droid puns too.
Oh yeah, sure. Plus, especially whenever he's getting replaced by the mod doctor, he could come out looking like C-3PO. Oh no, he could have a whole accent and shit too. Who knows? So okay, final rating. What do you give it? And then I have a follow-up question.
I would give this a 9. It delivered everything it delivered everything I wanted with minimal questions.
Okay.
I could see how it could be said it was a little rushed into, but I think that's the nature of what happens when you cut 2 episodes out of the 7.
It's also Star Wars storytelling. Everything is very quick to be tied up. So I'm still going 8.5, but I loved it. I felt like a kid watching it with my kids. It was fun. I just like to destroy things in my mind afterwards and pick it apart. I have issues. That should never be even contested. That's kind of a given.
Yeah.
My follow-up question for you, though, is what do you think is going to happen in season 2? Where do you think this is going to go now? Because if it's all bowing at the civilians and getting fruit tossed at you and given to you by small little village peasants, where is this going to go?
I think potentially Jabba's family wants it back. The Hutts decide.
Okay.
Want it back. Someone's going to want to make it a trade route or revenge. I think maybe some revenge opportunities from some of Boba's past, as he's trying to have a change of ways. People won't let him. Maybe.
Okay. So
maybe that. I honestly, there's part of me that's like, I mean, I'm a little disappointed in the series in some ways. That if they said there was no season 2, I'd be like, that's fine. Just show up in Mando when you want, because there wasn't anything that compelling about this to go. This is what I've been waiting for a Boba Fett series.
Yeah,
really.
Yeah. So I 100% agree with that in the sense that I've been waiting for 30 plus years for this to come down. And as a 7 arc episode series, it rates to me about a 7 overall. Yeah. And that's because they created a great world, different parts of Tatooine we've never seen, from the sand dunes to now Freetown to fighting a crate dragon at the other series and everything else. They've done great things, but this show has single-handedly proven to me why they never gave Boba Fett more lines in the original film. Not that interesting of a character anymore, and they've completely mystified him. Now he's an old, grubby grandfather, fresh out of his back to tank. I think most of the next season is going to be him standing on his Tatooine lawn going, "Get off my lawn, you damn kids," and just like actually waving his Tusken weapon around. He's not that interesting. Cad Bane, more interesting. Black Chrysanthemum, more interesting. Fennec, it sounds like a spice, but she's more interesting. Even the mods have more interesting potential than he does in carrying the series. Now, I'll take everything back if they have him go after Mace Windu. Because think about it. Samuel Jackson wants back. None of these actors say anything. None of these actors say anything.
Not coming back.
To, okay? He's already said. Tamira Morrison has already said that he wants to go after Mace Windu in season 2. Something is going to happen with Samuel Jackson. I also think they're going to have to tie something into the Obi-Wan series. So maybe Boba knew a young Obi-Wan, because Obi-Wan just got released as far as the date. It's like May 22nd of this year. So it's all going to blend together.
So I guess I would also be happy if Book of Boba if it became his tales that he's telling about all the people in his court.
I would love that.
And if it was like the droids, there's a story about the droid people and their adventures, and somehow he ties into it with his wisdom or something. But
that was one of the best-selling books from the original Del Rey series, Jabba's Palace, or Stories from Jabba's Palace. You're right. All those characters had these amazing backstories. And it'd be great if they did that. But again, it's proving that Boba Fett himself can't carry a show. So it has to be tied to him. And they got to keep Mando out of it now. and they have to just stop bringing in these one-offs. Like give them a quest, give them a point, whatever, bring back Jennifer Beals because, she's childhood icon of mine, whatever.
It just felt, I felt this week like, I was like, almost like I didn't belong there. Because I'm like, well, the last 2 weeks have not been about you. Why are we back here? What's going on?
I care more about Mando whenever season 3 comes out. I don't know what that date is. Has it been released? I care about that way.
No.
So
no, we're not. But yeah, they'll hold us up on that.
Yeah,
I think they missed the time to do a Boba Fett series was a while ago when they weren't able to. But I think it's one of those things that they probably should have let go, unless the show was going to be Boba when he was younger. But yeah, now he's a half Tusken Raider. I don't know.
Yeah, and again, the guy that played the young Boba Fett in the actual movies, he's grown up to be a very good-looking, physical prowess type of actor. He's not getting a lot of roles. I think they could even work him in, or like you said, had they done all this different, it could have been personifying a younger Boba as he starts being a badass and everything else, right?
Yeah.
So anyway.
Maybe it could be memories. It could be memories of the Book of Boba. I don't know.
Yeah.
Every time he gets into a bacta tank, he
exactly bring back young Boba because of that.
But I mean, hey, I'm glad it got me to do this.
Yeah, thanks for including me. It was fun.
Yeah, it was nice to see you in an environment that allowed you to be actually funny.
I wish I could say the same about you.
Occasionally. No, but hey, so folks out there listening, if you want to get a little bit, if you haven't had enough of Brian, you can go check out his podcast, Shut Up and Laugh, where he tells you to do as such. Good interviews and storytelling on that side. And then, of course, you can check out my other podcast, Black and a Half, and where I interview creatives and do some movie reviews on the website now and such. So check out those. And we're both Star Wars kind of shows up in our conversations just because it's a part of our life, and
whether we like it or not.
yeah, whether my wife likes it or not, it shows up. But yeah, and thanks for joining us on this journey and watching it, and let us know what anywhere from any episode, whether you agreed or disagreed on anything. If you had any comments of what we missed or thoughts, we'll
hit us up.
Yeah. Okay. So, hey, until next season.
Thanks again, man.
May the force be with you. I should copyright that line.
Join us. Impressive. Join us. Impressive. Fuzzball. Live long and prosper and prosper and prosper and prosper and prosper.